Hi here, fishing in the Northwest here. Today I'd like to do some reviews on what I personally did this year on bass fishing. Hauser Lake, Newman Lake, and Lake Ponderay. To start off is in Newman this spring. I fished a weightless Senko. Gary Yamamoto is the root beer. I did it wacky rig. The bass that I caught was about almost 7 pounds, which is my biggest out of that lake. And for some reason, they only like this color. I've never caught them in anything else. The other thing I did this year, which is almost all year round, was the swim jig. I picked this up at Becker's Tackle Shop for like $4, and I'm using just a paddle tails, weightless. Well, it was a weightless swim bait, and this is the bluegill pattern and the swim bait. The head is a perch. As you can tell, it's been eaten up pretty good. My trick to these is I cut off the weed guards, and for that reason is I feel that when the bass come up, they're hitting this and you can get the hook in them. The hook has been hit so many times that it's actually worn the blackness off it. So that's my favorite. This year, I mostly threw topwater. I'm kind of a topwater person until it comes down to the fall. This year I'm mostly through the Excalibur XZ3. This also caught me a 47-inch tiger muskie out of Newman Lake. I don't know what they call this color, honestly. If you know, please comment below. But it has a lot of hits. That was mostly Newman. I didn't do so well on this on Hauser this year because last year I was just killing them on this on Hauser. What killed them this year on Hauser is a bait that it's more of all. It's not just this one, but it's all of them that I've used. It's frogs. I'm not very good with frogs. I'm learning because I learned about this fall on Hauser Lake with them. But I'm not talking about the frog. This is a Stanley Ribbit. This one I had my set in my tackle box for who knows how long until I started fishing. I found some more in my tackle boxes. This one got dyed green in the bottom. As you can tell, it is green. And then I think that used to be a pink bottom, and it got these red flakes in it. So it's supposed to be a watermelon, the pearl bottom. I learned that fishing these in the fall, I would start off 3 o'clock in the afternoon after school and come out. Well, these, I was fishing them, so the tails were making clutter and rattles and stuff. Well, I wasn't getting many hits. I got one decent bass that was 3 pounds, probably 2 or 3 the most. And, well, one day, probably I think middle of October, I went out and I decided to go way down north end and start this little bay that I can get in and fish close to shore, which I was really surprised at because I never really fished for bass in about a foot of water. And I threw it, and I was really just very slow, just enough where I could see the feet just barely doing this. Wasn't making a wave, wasn't making much commotion, but I was getting hits after hit. Well, and then I decided, well, I need to switch up the frog a little bit and change how the hook is. And then I started casting onto the shore and bringing it off. Every time I do that, I'd get a bass. One night, I had about 40 of these. I had 0 left. I think it's just my hook setting that I have, because I'm hooking them through the bottom and coming out right here. I see some people come through like that. I don't know if that's right, but you can comment below. And it seems to be a natural color. So then I did pretty good on these actually. I'm starting to like the frog fishing. It was a good fall, I'd say. I mostly fish Hauser towards the end. I like to fish Newman in the spring the most because I know what I'm doing on that lake. especially with these guys. And geez. Senko fishing is somewhat my favorite, is because it's your rod. I'm using Cabela's Trinity 23 rod, heavyweight, heavy action, my bad, but and braided line on a Fluger Summit 35. Very smooth reel. I love the reel. And I've noticed that when I'm throwing these with that pole, I have 6 of them, so it's fine. Is when it hits the water and it goes down, even when there's wind, the wind doesn't affect the way I feel the bite. I feel the bite when I reel by slack, and I'm using 60-pound braid, 10-pound mono in it. And when I bring it up, I can just feel that tick. And with that braid line, I can set it really good with that pole. But these have lasted, this is the last one I have, but that pack's lasted me 2 years, I think. So I did really good, to be honest with you. So that's my products review on my fall bass fishing. Thanks.